as we continue to celebrate the new year. You know, January, it kind of feels like the time for the fresh start and a great way and time to get your life really in order. So today we have an expert here to help us kick off the new year with a clean slate, sharing 4 specific projects to start on today that will help you set the tone for an organized and productive 2025. Jenny Layton joins me here with her practical and motivating tips. Jenny, I think this can feel overwhelming to a lot of women, right? We look at our giant mess of a house after the holidays and everything, but you're saying this doesn't have to be intimidating.
Absolutely not. I don't want to see you be overwhelmed. So we're going to talk about 4 easy things you can do today. Just pick one that feels the easiest. And after you do it, you might feel a little momentum and want to do a little more, but we'll just start with something easy.
Start with easy. You're speaking straight to my heart. The first tip you have is just to move on from the holidays.
Right. We got to get Christmas in the rearview mirror. You know, like it was fun in December, but it's not so fun in January anymore.
Oh,
so
amen to that.
Yeah. So get the Christmas tree down, get the decorations put away. If you have gifts that aren't put away yet, now is the time. Let's get that all done because it is just time for us to move on.
You also say it's a good time to tune in and like be aware of like what our storage bin situation is like that.
Right. You're not going to do that throughout the rest of the year. So,
right.
And you're really aware of what you've just used and what you haven't. So if there's something that hasn't been up for a few years, this is a good time to let it go.
Oh, it's so hard in my heart. I'm like, but do I need it? But do I want it? Is there any good tips that you have for saying, is it just like I haven't used it for 1 year? Is it something, is it damaged? Is there any good tips you have?
Well, for sure, if it's damaged, we want to let it go. But I like to say 2 years. You know, maybe after a couple of years, if it hasn't been out, you know you're going to find something cute you like better. So.
Okay, part of putting the Christmas tree is also, or putting Christmas behind us is also involves finishing returns, leftovers from Christmas, and shopping gifts. I was surprised to see this on your list.
Yeah, well, don't you have a little pile?
So much.
And it's clutter, and you know it's money that you just spent and you wished you hadn't. So just set aside an afternoon, schedule it on your calendar. Sit down, process those returns, go take them back, and that just gives you such a lift in January.
It really does. And like you're saying, it's just that little pile, but you're always looking at it, you're always noticing it. Oh, that's such a good tip. Okay, and then also, when we have Christmas on our minds, we need to take note of anything we want to do differently next year. It's
all fresh on your mind. You know, this year, for example, for me, I was really busy all fall, and I'm right up to the last minute still getting ready, and I haven't loved that this year. So right now, I'm putting in my calendar mid-September, start thinking about Christmas, just so I can get it done in November and enjoy, you know, December.
That's so smart. Next, you're saying clear the clutter. Kind of goes back to this return thing too, but clear the clutter all over your home.
Okay,
how do we do that?
Well, this is an important conversation to have when we're talking about organizing, because I think a lot of times people think decluttering and organizing is the same thing, but they're actually different.
Okay, tell us.
So organization is when you have a spot and you're getting bins and you're really doing a thorough job. Decluttering is just a quick get rid of the stuff that doesn't belong there.
Okay.
I really like to teach my students and my clients to declutter because that's fast and easy, and you can do that almost every day. So set a timer, and for 5 or 10 minutes, just pick one spot, particularly surfaces. Start with surfaces, you know, that kitchen counter or the dining room table or the top of your desk. But do some decluttering, get things put away, and that's just a really good way to lift your spirits and kind of, I don't know, helps it feel like you've helped your house lose weight.
Yeah,
you know?
I love that. I love that term. It helps like your house lose weight, because I think it is that little clutter. It really can affect your mental space that you have inside your head, right?
Yes.
I want to ask about bins again. When it comes to decluttering, I know that's different from organizing. So do we just steer clear of bins when we're decluttering? What does that look like?
Well, once you get involved with bins, you're shopping, it takes more time, and then we don't end up really finishing the project as often. So the next tip that I have for this month is to do an organizing project.
Okay.
Pick a space to organize, and that's when you're going to want to pull everything out and really do a deep dive, let go of the things that you don't need.
Yes.
Put it back intentionally where it's going to work really well, and then pull out the bins and the containers and the labels, because that will keep things nice and organized. But we don't have the energy for that type of project all the time. So, you know, if we can do some decluttering along the way, and then this month, there's not a lot going on. You know, it's a good time to do something like that.
It's a good
closet
time.
Or a pantry.
Totally. I love that tip. Last, you want us to declutter and organize your calendar for your new year. Tell us about this.
Well, we want to plan our new year and put it in our calendar. So have you ever had that time where the kids are like, we don't have school on Friday, and you're like, what?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I wasn't planning on that. It's so nice in January if you can look through your calendar. When does school get out? When are the breaks? When do I have a work retreat or a conference or something I really need to be aware of? Are there other things I'm involved with, other organizations or associations that have big events where you can start to see the pace of your year? This is so great if you get it all in your calendar, your vacations, all at the beginning, because then you start to see, well, when do I have some open time in my year? And while you're setting your New Year's goals, this is golden. Because then you can be like, if I'm going to, remodel this part of the house, I can say I have to do it the first part of the year because the spring gets way too busy. Or if I really wanted to pick up this hobby, I need to do it during the summer because the rest of the year is already booked. So it helps you get those goals done.
And again, it's that mental space you're clearing. It may not feel like you're organizing your home, but you're clearing that mental space and it's organized all over. That is such a fun tip. I'm going to do that. Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah, you're
Where
so
can we
welcome.
find more from you?
Well, I have a podcast, the Life Organized Podcast, so everyone should check that out. It's
I'm
really
going
fun.
to. That's awesome.
Yeah, and so then I'm just at thehappygal.com and then on social media at JL The Happy Gal.
Oh, so good. Thanks so much, Jenny.
Thank you.